Okay.
All right, keep my home friends. We back at it. What is considered love?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Nah, for real, because a
That's
lot
hard.
of women. How is that hard? What is considered love in your eyes?
That's hard.
Well, let's each go and answer one of
What's
them.
love? What's love to you?
Okay,
Alright,
I'll
that's
say this. When y'all answer y'all question, just be very truthful.
Exactly.
Just be
I'm
very
gonna
truthful.
be 100%. That's
Yeah,
why I
this is-
say
yeah.
that's hard because honestly, I don't even know what love is because I don't know.
That's
Like
deep. That's deep.
Let's see.
I feel emotion. Like you feel for somebody. Like I really care for this person. I would do anything for him or whatever. But then again, it's not unconditional because there's certain things that if they do this, I don't want to be with them no more. If they do that, I don't want to be with them no more. So is that really love? You know what I'm saying?
Because love should be unconditional.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even know. Like what is love?
I don't think women love unconditionally though.
Hold on, let Kim answer now. What is love?
I agree with Tammy. I also don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know.
So just from what you've heard, and I don't want to say examples. What would you consider love? Looking like in your perspective,
Unconditional.
Yeah.
and you don't think that exists.
Rarely.
It doesn't. It very rarely. You don't get it in many people anymore,
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
So what about?
especially my
Mhm.
age and generation.
Yeah. It's conditions to it.
It's conditions.
Yeah. Just like we were talking about earlier with marriage. It's
That's-
like, okay, if you don't do
that's
this,
what I
you
was-
don't do that,
That's
you're not
what I was-
worthy.
But y'all just gave me a hard time. But we'll bypass
It's
that.
not time to answer that. We don't want to start today. I do know what love is. I have loved somebody unconditionally. I feel
Hold on,
like
you do know what love is.
I know what love is.
So I'm gonna ask you a question.
What is love?
How many? No. How many times you been in love?
Twice.
You been, and both guys you love the same.
No, could never.
You can never.
I didn't love them the same, but I did love them both.
Yeah.
I love both of them deeply,
Yeah.
Unconditionally.
unconditionally.
Okay, well we'll go back. What is love?
Right.
I did. I agree with Tammy. Love is unconditional. I think everybody does not have the capacity to love somebody unconditionally.
Right.
I do have the capacity to do it. And where I'm at in life, I am guarded, so I can't say that I will experience love again because
Right.
I did say that I love those two men. Because we talked about so many different things about how things have changed with the dating world and just generations. I don't know if I will love another man again in my life. Not saying the same because I love both of those guys differently. I have the capacity to do it, but sometimes I just feel like what Tammy and Kim saying, like I don't know if the men in our generation has the capacity
To reciprocate.
And love me unconditionally.
Right.
But I do know what love is, and I agree, love is unconditional.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to it. What God say love is, and I feel like people just do not have the capacity to give it, to receive it, and so therefore it's not
Because people are guarded.
existent. Yeah, people are guarded, and I'm one of those people who have became guarded.
Me too.
Okay, my perspective on love is this. I may be different from everybody else. I think love is commitment. Being committed to someone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think love is. Because when you're committed in a relationship, it's gonna go up and down, trials and tribulation,
Right.
good and bad, fights. It's gonna be a lot. No one's gonna be in a relationship and bad things don't happen.
Right.
It's how can you cope and deal with a particular situation
True.
to bring you together, make you fall apart, whatever.
Right.
Are you able to fight through the bad? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gonna get bad.
But that just sounds like a solution.
No.
What is love?
Yeah, but
Like,
what I'm
what is
saying
that feeling?
because
What does that feel
at the
like?
end of the day, you can love someone unconditionally and something happened and you walk away from it. You have to be committed to fighting for your relationship every day.
I get what he's
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the only way a relationship gonna survive. You have to fight for it every day.
Right.
Like when you're in a relationship with someone, can you listen to them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna listen to their perspective? Because you have your own perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not agree with someone else's perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This person might believe in the Bible. This person might not.
Right.
So what happens when you be like, I don't believe in God, but you love this guy?
All right. But not to go back to the marriage thing, but don't you think those are some of the reasons why marriages don't work? where
I know.
you might be with somebody and they might not believe in God, you believe in God, but y'all love each other. But then later
And you're
on down the
fighting
line,
and
those things start to
Yeah, it starts to
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Connect, and you're trying to
So is
figure
that
out
love? You see
That's
what
why
I'm
I
saying?
say you have to be committed to a person. That's why I like when the 50s to 60s, when your grandmother was cheated on, she stood there. She didn't run away.
Well, I don't feel like that was love. I feel like they didn't have any other options.
No, it was they were committed. They had options. She
No,
had
they
options.
didn't have options.
Why didn't she have options?
Back then, it was like we're talking about like the 40s, the 50s, or whatever.
You
Like
said there wasn't other old men out there?
No, yes. But what I'm saying is
Mr.
everybody-
Jones was out there. You know that, right?
No, what I'm saying is everybody had that mentality of like marriage. So it's like as a woman, that's exactly why we were saying men benefit from marriage. Because I feel like as a woman, you're married and you get a divorce. Now you kind of looked at it like you tainted. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that man ain't want you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
You can be
let me
taken
just
from
say
having
this.
a baby.
No, of course. But what I'm saying is that's why those marriages, why these women stayed in those marriages, because it was just like I really don't have any other options. Like even if you did, you probably felt like I got 5 kids from this man. Who gonna want me?
Yeah,
let me just stay with him.
But that's why I said love is a commitment. You have to be committed to
You
a
said
person.
commitment, and I do agree, but I just want to make it a little light. The rent price is high here. People in committed relationships, they live together. Baby, you trying to say that people love each other? I have friends right now
What
That
I'm saying-
do not
down
love
the
each other.
street,
I'm not talking.
and they talking about
listen.
they committed.
No,
The rent price is high.
That type
Right.
of committed
The
is
rent-
different.
So let me
We're not
just
talking about
say
living
where I
together.
have his help.
This
We talking about committed to a person in a way where your relationship, when you're fighting through things. I'm not talking
we
about.
are.
Yeah.
We are fighting because the rent prices are high up in here.
Baby, I
Rent
cannot
has
say.
went up.
What do you think?
We
What do you think of
committed.
this?
We committed to
I'm
making
ready
it
to
work.
make this
Okay,
finish
what do you think of this? Let's see what you gotta say.
Okay, first off, no one, and I do mean no one, gonna know what love is in the first time. If you ain't never been in a relationship in the first time. But when you get to, like, in relationship, let's say about, like, 5 or 10 years, then maybe you start knowing what love is. But you ain't gonna know what love is, like, in the first, very first time. When your parents are like, but he really loves me, and your parents like, you don't know what love is,
Right,
baby.
right.
You don't know what love is. Have you been in the situation me and your mom and dad in? Have you been in that situation? No. You just a child. You don't know what love is. You let your talk. Let me finish. So, you got to learn. You got to learn the hard way to know what love is. If you have a person that's really going to be, like you said, committed with you, being a partner with you, being a ride or die with you, being willing to have your back, to have your side on things, that's going to be your love right there. But if ain't no love is,
I have a question. Are you saying going through the struggle with somebody's love?
yeah, you have to go through the struggle. If you don't, because there's a lot of phony relationships.
Yeah.
Niggas say like,
You have
"Oh,
to
my
go through it.
relationship is perfect." Like, no,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
it's not.
You have
No,
to,
the fuck
you
it's
have
not.
to deal with
that's
some
why I say-
trials and tribulations to know. Because you're not gonna know if a person's
I feel like
really
you don't
there
know
for
a
you.
person until you go through
Through
all
some
these
shit, yeah,
things.
yeah.
You don't really know a person
Yeah.
until you go through all this stuff
Right,
with
right.
them.
Yeah, it's like
But that's why I say it's kind of hard to say what love is because, I mean, you can say, okay, I love this person, but it's so crazy because how do you know that they feel the same way you feel? You know what I'm saying? So you love
something drastic.
you love this person. You're like, oh my God, unconditional. He can't do no wrong in my eyes, and he looking at you like an option. You know what I'm saying? It's
When
like
your AC break down and you told that dude and he got
Okay.
disappeared for 3 weeks, but
So
that's not.
okay, question. If you
Let me give you an example. Reality couples. They act so cute in front of the camera, but back home, I bet they probably arguing shit.
oh yeah, of
God.
course. That's
So
why a
if
lot
you
of times
love-
you see these reality shows, and then after the
So
season,
question:
they
if you love
get
your man,
divorced.
right? If you love your man and he cheat, will you leave? But you love this man.
Listen,
I don't want to
I
answer
done
yes or
no. Let me tell you because I've been in the situation.
I know.
I think we talked about it in our last time I was here. But listen, I was in a situation where I thought I loved the guy. That's why I say I don't know what love is. I thought I loved this guy. He had sickle cell, so I used to cater to him. And let me tell you, I was like in my 20s, so I didn't even know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up moving out because I used to live with him, his mom. He lived with his mom. I lived with them or whatever. I ended up getting my own apartment. So one night I called him or whatever, and he didn't answer his phone. So I called his brother. His brother was like, "Oh, he's sleeping." So I'm like, okay, whatever. But something just told me, like, okay, something wasn't right or whatever. So anyways, I was working in Boca at the time, and he lived in Lauderdale Lakes. I left from Boca on my lunch break and drove to his house, right? Drove to his house and caught him.
In the act?
In the act!
Oh
they didn't even close the door. The door was locked, but it wasn't locked. It was pushed up. And when I opened the door, they in there, the girl riding him.
He had sickle cell. He needed extra energy.
Well, he should call me. But anyways.
You didn't stay with him?
No, I didn't live with him at that time.
No, did you end up staying like in a relationship?
You stayed with him through that?
No. That's why I say I don't know what love
So
is.
you don't love.
Because I felt like I loved him. Like I felt like he had sickle cell. I would drop whatever I had to do to come and make sure he was okay. I need some water. I would come from where I live to come bring him some water. Whatever it was, I felt like I loved this man. But once I opened that door and saw him having sex with somebody else, it was over with.
So what if you didn't open the door, but he told you he cheated? Would you have looked at it differently?
I feel like it probably would have been worse because I would have made up a scenario in my head. At least that situation I saw
could be worse
was
than watching your
no, because what I saw was boring. He was laying on his back with his hand like this, and the girl was laying on top of him like this, riding him like this. So it wasn't even somewhere I was like, oh my god, like it was just like, this what you cheating on me for?
I feel like it's hard to say what you would and would not do.
Right.
I would
So
say,
would you say in that
Yeah,
situation?
you can't say what you can and can't do.
I would never say I would never stay with a man if he cheats. But we're talking about the subject of love. If I love him, I can't say.
That's why I say I can't say because
I love him.
I thought I loved him.
You know
I thought I
you're
loved
a lead
him.
now.
How
Come
you
on,
expect to
Nicole.
I
love
thought I loved
somebody
him.
and they can't love you back?
Right.
I have.
People make mistakes, bro.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, that's why I say.
So if I love my man,
Right.
baby, if he cheating, I just can't let my friend group know. But I'm going home to my man.
No, but that's why I say I thought I loved him. Like I thought I was in love with this guy. But once I saw that
But you
with
really,
my
so I
eyes,
feel like you didn't love him.
that's why I say I don't know what is love.
Him.
Because once I saw that, I'm looking at it like
If you love him, like what I see as love, if you love him, y'all, you would have still. You said you dropped him. You dropped him.
No, because you know why? I looked at it as like I brought way more to the relationship than he did.
That's an ego thing.
It's an ego thing. But what I'm saying is that's why I don't know. But that's why I don't know what love is.
So when you talking about
because
love is not ego.
I would go above and beyond for my man. I would do anything for my man.
So you should have went on and beyond that.
But what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, if I feel like it should be reciprocated. I never cheated on him. You see what I'm saying? I would never give what I give to him to somebody else.
But that's not. I also think it's love. Because you're not gonna always get what you give. When you give,
so I don't know.
This is my definition of love. If I give anybody I ever gave anything to, y'all brought up what I did for that guy or whatever the case is. But it's like if I give whatever I give to a relationship or to a guy, I don't want that back because I loved you so much that I gave you that. That's it. I gave you whatever it is, whether it's finances, time.
But I'm talking about my body.
But
I'm talking about my body.
Even my body.
Right.
So I feel like you cannot get that back. So to me, love is not an equal playing field. It's not conditional. It's not, because I gave you this bottle, you gotta give me a bottle back. If I love you and I give you this, that's just that. That's what I did. That's
all
what
right,
I
so
gave.
that's exactly why I say I don't know what love is.
Okay, what
because
about,
I look at it as like if I'm giving you this, I'm giving you my body, and I'm not giving it to nobody else. I want it reciprocated. You need to give me your body and don't give it to nobody else. I'm not going to look at it.
Loyalty.
So I'm not going to look at it as like.
So to you, love is loyalty.
But not even just loyalty, because I don't feel like sexuality is loyalty. You know what I'm saying? You can have sex with somebody and there's no feeling there.
Yeah, you just.
But I'm talking about as far as that part. Like I was looking at it like, yo, I'm giving you because I'm not fast. I'm not that type of chick. Like I did that in my high school days. You know what I'm saying? I'm 42 years old. So if I'm giving you my body, and I'm saying that I'm giving you my body and I'm only giving it to you, I want that in return. That's love to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Reciprocation.
All right, Kim, what'd you say?
I agree with Nicole.
You going back to your man?
100%.
You going back to your man?
I'm going back.
Why?
I've done so much already, and he is just beginning. And he is showing me the same commitment that I'm showing him.
Okay.
Whether he is cheating on me or not, if I truthfully love him and I want to be with him, we're going to work it out.
That's okay.
It could only be once.
Just
Right.
a one-time thing.
Just a one time.
I can't even
Right.
say once.
But that's what I'm saying. You see how messed up that is?
She said, I took it back
I'm
twice.
not gonna go flex. I can't even say once. He may, because we can't control that.
Right.
We can't
That's
say.
what I was gonna say.
We can't say.
That it was
Oh,
just
don't do
once.
it again.
Right.
Because usually it may happen. It may or it
Or
may
it
not.
might have happened multiple times. That was the time that you
It
found
may,
out.
yeah, it may or
Yeah.
it may not. So I'm not gonna say that. I can't say, oh, if he do, I'm gonna warn him and then I'm not gonna
Right.
do it anymore. I love this man.
I'm gonna just say one thing. A lot of mistakes women make, they'll have a great guy in their life, and y'all know he a great dude, and he cheat one time, and y'all just mess up your whole entire relationship because he cheated one time.
But that's the thing. Some people can't deal with it. Some people can't deal with that mentally. The relationship is already fucked because now it's like, even if I decide to stay with him, I'm not gonna trust him. When he say, all right, babe, I'm gonna go play ball with the guys. In my mind, I'm like, he going to go fuck that bitch.
That might be a trigger for you.
You see what I'm saying?
She may
So
have,
how am I gonna love him wholeheartedly?
we all have.
Just go get some cucumber and make it even.
No. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
Baby, they can spin it bad.
Bruh, let me tell you
Baby,
something.
he gonna have
I've
to come
never,
here
in
with
my
some
42
flowers.
years, I've never used a toy. I've never used a vibrator. I've never used a rose, and I can put my hand on the
I
Bible
can
and
put my
swear
hand on
that.
Bible on that too.
I
can't do
swear
it.
I've never done it. You know why? Because listen.
I can't do it.
No, listen. I used to masturbate. I'm being completely 100. I used to masturbate a lot. Like when I was a teenager, like 16 to like 20, I used to masturbate a lot. I'm talking about I could stay in the bed all day and masturbate. I'm not even playing. I'll play with my pussy. I'll fall asleep. I'll wake up.
that's why
I'll
you
wake up.
masturbate out.
My hand's still in my pants. Like, oh shit, I fell asleep. Okay, let me start up again.
Oh my
But listen.
Lord, Jesus, I'm done.
No, but listen. So when it comes to sexuality and my man,
Yeah.
I'm serious about that. So if I'm giving you myself
Yeah.
and you giving that to somebody else, I can't deal with that. Cause you know why? Because mentally, I'm making
it's a
my
mental
own
thing.
scenarios in my head. So even if you tell me, oh, I had sex with this girl, it was one time, it was nothing. The scenarios in my head will never make me be able to comfortably live with you again.
And some people are like that.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So instead of staying in that relationship, yeah, you was probably a good dude. You probably provided for me, protected me. You probably did all of it. But I would never be able to be comfortably in that relationship again because I'm
That's
always
fine.
play that shit back in my head.
Girl.
So why put myself through that and be like, oh, I'm just stay with him because he's a good man.
No,
when mentally I'm always thinking about
provide a
that
little
shit.
bit more till you find your ace of playing child.
Alright, we
No.
was on this topic.
I'm
Alright,
out.
love is whatever you make it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.